I'm really honored that Lisa Arora of Canada will come to Europe, to the Netherlands, to train mediators in Europe on visual mediation. Lisa, can you tell us something about what is exactly visual mediation?
Way back in 2003, I participated in a board meeting where the facilitator we hired mapped our conversation on this giant sheet of paper in real time as we were having the discussion. And what I noticed was how it neutralized the conflict dynamics in the room. Our board had some issues, and this really helped improve how we communicated. So I was instantly hooked. I took some training with some of the experts in the field of visual facilitation and became one myself. I spent the next decade traveling the globe, working with executive teams and boards who needed to get in a room, bring diverse perspectives to the table, get aligned, and then figure out how they were going to move forward together. Then in 2013, my world got rocked when my husband asked for a divorce. And during that divorce, we mediated twice unsuccessfully. And both times, our mediations failed because we ultimately took away different understandings of what we thought we had communicated and agreed upon when we were at the table in mediation. And afterwards, those agreements fell apart. So with my background in visual facilitation, it really just was obvious to me that in that mediation setting, had we been writing our conversation down together in a set of, let's call them group notes, we literally would have been able to see if we were on the same page. We would have known that we were saying the same thing or not. I also found that when it came to working through the details of our financial situation, not being able to see and work with my own information and understand the big picture was really troublesome for me, and I didn't feel like an empowered decision maker. So, after my divorce, I became really passionate about combining the power of visual communication with mediation, and I returned to school and became a family mediator myself. Since then, I have been applying what I know about visual communication to my own mediation practice. I developed some of my own tools, I have tested them, I have tweaked them, and I continue to discover the nuances of how visual communication can be used, particularly in an environment where there is a live dispute. And I've also dedicated myself to teaching other mediators how to begin working visually too. And I can tell you, in every mediation I've ever conducted, I've seen the same thing. Visuals work. They clarify, they guide, they serve as a record, and most importantly, they are a thinking tool for parties in the mediation when they are making life-changing, important agreements.
Thank you. Could you explain to me what really is visual mediation?
Visual mediation involves practicing mediation the same way that you normally would. So whatever process framework you use or style of mediation you practice, that remains the same. What's different in visual mediation is that the mediator layers in visual communication throughout the dispute resolution process. Most mediators will take notes while they're mediating on a notepad, and they're just jotting down important things that they're hearing in the conversation. Could be, issues that they're noting, or perhaps underlying interests that they're hearing. Could be questions they want to come back to. Could be, bits of a possible proposal that's coming together, and they want to track that information because it helps them stay focused on the stuff that's helpful to solving the issues. A visual mediator essentially does the same thing, but they, in real time, create a set of, let's call them group notes, capturing those same important parts of the discussion in a way that this time the parties themselves get to benefit from. because it also helps them to focus on the most important pieces of the conversation. And it happens to also build trust in the mediator's impartiality, because parties get to see what it is that the mediator is understanding from what they are saying. So everyone can confirm whether the words on the page reflect their perception as the discussion is happening. Visual mediators also can use graphical information to help explain process-related information in a way that makes it very quick and easy for people to understand the process that they're entering into and to be an empowered participant in that process. And I would say in any case, however visuals are being used, visual mediation is recognizing that those human beings sitting before you are wired for visual communication. Because quite simply, people can listen, they can think, and they can remember better when they can see and work with their own information.
This year in May, you will give a 2-day training course on visual mediation. What does it really cover?
In this program, you get a blend of in-person instruction and also online instructional videos. So between the two, you get step-by-step instruction on everything you're going to need to know. The moment you register, you'll get immediate lifelong access to my online program, which is 12 instructional videos that cover everything from A to Z. So information on supplies, how to set your space for working visually, listening skills, building your visual vocabulary, creating visual templates and information graphics that support your process. We take a look at practice standards and how those apply to working visually. And then lastly, some tips on marketing your new skills. So you get all of that in videos that you can watch at your own pace, download, take on the go, and refer back to in the years to come as you build upon your practice. You'll also get 2 consecutive days of in-person instruction with me. And we'll do loads of real hands-on practice with building your listening and synthesis skills, building your visual vocabulary, and doing some role play so that you can start to really get the feel for what it means to work visually while you're mediating. You also get my 12 years of experience, insight, and real applications. So this is the only program in the world that teaches live interactive visual communication methods nuanced specifically to settings where there is a dispute. And so I'll share with you examples of how I've applied visual communication in my own practice and give you guidance on how you can do the same for whatever your process looks like. And you will also get in your registration a toolkit that gives you all the basic supplies that you need to get your visual practice started. And lastly, if you are a member of the Dutch Mediators Federation, you will get 16 PE points. So it's a tremendous package that blends online learning with in-person learning for the parts where it counts the most and gives you resources that you can use for the rest of your life.